just preheating my oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Then I'm using this Macro Mike white chocolate chip cookie mix. I'm just pouring out 60 grams of that. I also have a Macro Mike discount code, which I will put up on the screen. I'll also link it down below. And I'm just mixing that in with about 20 mils of milk. I'm just using almond milk for this. And then you just want to give it a blend nice and well until it forms a pretty thick cookie dough. Once you've got like a pretty good, nice, thick dough, just work it with your hands, and I'm pressing it in. I've just got this like little single serve ramekin, so I'm just pushing that along the bottom and around the edges like so to make a cup. Also, you should have a little bit left over, which is good. Just keep that aside and we will use that later. And to make our fudgy brownie filling, I'm just mixing 2 tablespoons of cacao powder with 2 tablespoons of oat powder and about 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and I'm just mixing that together to combine it. Next, I'm just adding a teaspoon of this Naphtha sweetener. You can use normal sugar, but I would just use 2 teaspoons. I'm also adding a tablespoon of applesauce and giving that a bit of a mix. It was a little bit dry, so then I just added a splash of almond milk and mixed it again. Again, it was still too dry, so I added a little bit more applesauce until I got this good desired consistency. And now I'm just pressing that into sort of my cookie cup, and I'm sort of trying to leave a little bit of a well in the center, because spoiler alert, we're going to fill it with oozy gooey caramel later, but for now just leave like a little bit of a dip in the center. Again, with this, keep our leftovers and we'll use that later. So I'm just popping this in the oven now for about 10 minutes to cook. And to make the caramel, I'm just using 1 teaspoon of this Macro Mike powdered peanut butter, just mixing with a bit of water to make it nice and thick and creamy. And then I'm adding about 1 tablespoon of this Naphtha salted caramel sauce, and then I'm just mixing that in with the peanut butter until I have a nice thick creamy caramel. Now it is time to get our first little part of the cake out of the oven, so I'm just going to take that out and let it cool for a little bit before I sort of fill it with the caramel, but as you can see I've got that nice little well in the center. So once it's cool, I'm just going to spoon some of the caramel on the top in the center like so. So then I'm just going to scoop around some of that extra brownie mix that I had. It sort of was a bit thick and hard to work with, as you can see, but I'm just sort of spooning that on the outside around the caramel as best as I can. Then we're going to get our leftover bit of the cookie dough. We're going to sort of just make that into a nice big round cookie and squish that on top. Obviously still you want to be very careful with it because it is quite delicate. You don't want all the fillings to go everywhere, but I'm just sort of working that in around the sides just to sort of join it to the like the round cup bit of the cookie dough, just so it's all connected. So once it's all done like that, I'm going to put it back in the oven for about 15 minutes just to let it all sort of cook through nicely. Once we've got it out of the oven, it is time to decorate it. So I'm using this Naphtha choc hazelnut spread, which is basically just like a vegan Nutella. It is so creamy and so yummy and so chocolatey and just all the things you want to top your cookie cake with. And then I'm going in with these Bite Society salted caramel crispy balls, because going with the whole chocolate salted caramel type vibe, you just need these on top and the crispiness will add a really nice texture to it. So this is our little cake from the outside, but we all know it's what's on the inside that counts. So I will leave you for the drool shot. Thank you for watching.